you know, maybe it was a Mandela effect, if you know what those are. It's just this idea that supposedly in history there's like kind of sometimes splits that there's some famous like sleeping in the movie Sleeping Beauty doesn't say mirror mirror on the wall or something like that. Luke doesn't say or Dante doesn't say I am your father or something like that. And what else? Nelson Mandela. Many people remember him having died before his official supposed death. The Berenstain Bears is what I remember. Nowadays, supposedly there's only Berenstain Bears. In the Bible, lots of people think the animal. Most people remember very clearly. They've read it in their own book many times. They're very sure the animals that were laid down with the lamb and the lion. Even pastors, they're very sure about that when I ask them. And then they open up their own Bible, and they're kind of like a little bit surprised sometimes. Usually, sometimes they're kind of belligerent though. It's happened before. So like, well, that doesn't matter. I'm like, yeah, but it's interesting, no, Yeah, but it's not the point. Yeah, I get it. It's not the point. Like the point is that the peace is the point, actually. That the lamb shall lay down with the lion. Transcend this idea of animal nature or something like that. Cool idea. It's obviously, whose heart doesn't like that idea or something like that. But it's weird though that you remembered it when I asked you. You remembered it as like lion, the same way I do, the same way basically most people would. Most of us. Well, actually, I met somebody last night that said it the way it is. Wolf. I remember I bought my parents a picture. I swear to God, it's like a lamb and a lion, in that verse, Isaiah, I think 11, something or another. But anyways, they're for forgiveness. That's what these things are for. In the for the dreams, he doesn't say if you build it, it will come. He says if you build it, he will come. Kind of giving away the plot line ahead of time. Makes the movie not as actually good in some ways, and it's weird. The plot it changes the plot line. To tell you the truth, if you build it, they will come. Is what it wasn't. We didn't know ahead of time that it was about his father, basically, or something like that. But anyways, um, so another thing that is for quantum forgiveness is the new movie Disclosure. Day. Um, it starts with a WWF wrestler's boot being slammed into the camera, which is like your face while you're watching the story in some ways. And I think the movie was an artist's way of exposing the fact that that art conceals and has concealed. And hey, brother, good day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right. Confirmation, brother. Much love. Thank you, bro. So, yeah, and then the fact that it's actually kind of confusing about who they're saying goodness is, but then the fact that the real message, the heartfelt feeling, is the empathy thing too. There's like a sincerity there, but then there's like it's exposing the mockery of itself by starting with the kayfabe, always being character acting kind of thing as a character within a cult or something like this. Honestly, the cult of media, mafia, wrestling mania, um, something like that. Um, so anyway, but it like hmm, it's more like what is it? I mean, it'd be cool if there was a director's cut where the reason I did this just so everybody knows is to say that like yeah, we've been fooling in so many ways. Seems obvious we could, Donald Trump, he was a character in our WWF TV show. He's a reality TV character, actually, in many ways, many ways, fundamentally for you specifically, whoever's listening to this, almost all of you, who he is to you is a mafia media reality TV show, WWF character. That, yeah, he always has kind of been that way, actually. And he's got charm as his character at times, beautifully, and punchlines and stuff like that. But also, that that doesn't deny what I'm saying otherwise. Who very fundamentally is for you and me is that. and that the world has a lot of that stuff. So it's like it'd be cool if it could be enacted in the dream of forgiving that we kind of get to share this understanding of graduating from being hypnotized by the scripts that they um, frame us with or something like that that easily pawn and puppet so much of the population. So it's commonly like, has happened that way. And there's something that can happen transcendently. You can do the trance and dance with these things. You can end the trance of that dance and incorporate it actually into our understanding, into our communication. Speaking about it like this in some way is not being it's not being run by it. It's looking at it instead of being subconsciously run by it. Speaking about it is pointing to it. When we're pointing to something, we're not being run by it. We're actually describing it. And then another form of communication is out creating it eventually too. And so often just seeing what's true of a situation and snap to request energy, the true will, will